What's up, Eric?
What's up, brother?
Nice to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
All the Latvians speak very good English, so shouldn't be a problem for you guys. I mean, I should have and should try to learn Latvian, but all you Latvians seem to like to speak English, so I guess I use it to my advantage. But yeah, I could say a couple of things. Paldies, davai vechi. Yeah, some things, but we go step by step. Thanks for having me on, Chris.
Well, no problem. Pleasure to have you, man. Yeah, all the phrases on the football pitch, it's easy to learn in Latvian, yeah. And also we have few episodes already in English, so no problem for the viewers. I think it's excellent to have you. Yeah, so how are you doing? How's life been treating you lately?
Doing well, man. I mean, I always tell people, man, Latvia is such an underrated place, man. Like, you know, when I told my friends I was coming to play in Latvia, they're like, you know, Americans are terrible with geography, so they didn't even know where it was. I told them it was close to Russia. They were like, dude, why are you going over there, you know? I'm like, you know, media always portrays things worse than they actually are. So, you know, I was going to sign in the U.S. this year, but I did want to come back to Latvia for one more season because I really do love it here, like I said, you know. Especially Saldus, nice quiet place. Riga's very nice where you're from. And yeah, I spoke with them, you know, in April. You know, my parents kept saying, you're not going to go back because of the situation in Russia. I asked them like 8 to 10 times I wanted to come back. And then finally, you know, I got a message that it's the last, you know, date that they could sign me on. Contacted my stepdad. I remember I was about to go to training, like train by myself at like 8:30 a.m. Called him. He's like, "Yeah, you can go. The situation's cleared up." So, man, I was hyped. Texted the club, and I'm back now.
Here you
so
are.
yeah, exactly.
Nice. Yeah, you started to talk about Latvia. That will also be one of the topics I wanted to talk with
For
you.
sure.
So we can maybe start.
Yeah.
About,
I mean, bro, I talk a lot. I talk a lot of shit. So shut me up when you need to. You know?
Okay. Yeah, you've been living here for more than a year already, actually, and yeah, you already told your impressions about the country. But yeah, what about the people in general? What do you think about Latvians?
Very friendly. Like, Latvians remind me of Swedes. You know, I lived in Sweden for 2 years, spent some time in Finland for about a month or two, also like Finns. And I always say Swedes and Finns are some of the nicest people in the world. So, I mean, you know, everyone always says, you know, people from Latvia or Scandinavia are closed off. And it could be because of the weather, but I find when you, you know, talk to them, they start to really open up. Especially when you get a couple beers in, you know.
Yeah, I could agree. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, people are very welcoming, and for me, you know, I've lived many places, and I always kind of judge a place based off how welcoming the people are, how willing they are to speak English, and man, like there's tons of willingness to speak English. I think people, you know, like America here. So yeah, I really like it, and I think. What I've noticed about Latvians is that, you know, most of them are very trustworthy. Obviously, you have some shitheads like every country, every culture. But most of them that I've met, I like, you know. So
yeah, nice to hear.
Yeah.
Also, nice to see the guys in the team trying to communicate more in
sure.
English. And yeah, really nice thing. Yeah. And what's your favorite place in Latvia thus far? Like, what place you like to visit, where you have been? Like maybe something stands out to you.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I love Riga. You know,
sure.
Our teammates call me Riga boy because I go every weekend to Riga.
Nickname here.
I mean, I'm from New York, so I like a big city, but I also like small cities. So what I've done since I've been in Europe is I like to spend time during the week, you know, in a smaller city where I can work hard, focus on me, you know, no distractions. Really put my head down and work, and then on the weekend after our game, you know, hopefully after we get the 3 points,
always trying to get.
Yeah, after we get the 3 points, I like to enjoy myself. You know, Riga's really beautiful. I think it's a very underrated city. You know, not expensive, good quality food. I don't think I've had a bad meal there, and I'm big on food. So yeah, I love Riga. Jurmo is very nice. I went there last year for my birthday. Beautiful beach city. I'm gonna go this year. I want to visit Liepāja this year. Hopefully, my birthday. I heard here it's nice there as well. Maybe do a trip also in Lithuania since it's nearby, Palanga over there. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, you know, I like the nature. I like the greenery, and I think one of the underrated things. It's very safe. It's a very safe place. From what I've seen.
Yeah, 100% agree with the focus thing that you are right here, right now in Saldus, and you can just focus on your thing, on football.
Exactly.
No distractions.
Exactly.
And then you just, on the weekend, you can have your days off and chill in bigger city like Riga.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my motto has always been, you know, obviously when I was younger, you know, 17, 18, 19, I was a clown, you know, But when I think when I moved overseas at like 2021, I really matured and I was like, all right, man, I gotta start working hard. And my motto now is you gotta earn your relaxation. So I think relaxation feels so much better when you've earned it, when you've worked hard. You know, like at the end of the day, you know, after team training, after a good day's work, you know, you could prop yourself up on the couch, maybe watch, you know, one or two episodes of a Netflix show, you know, relax. It feels so much better, you know.
That you actually reward yourself with some nice things.
Exactly.
Okay. So I have described you in a few words. So you're a footballer, you're a fitness coach, you're a personal trainer, podcaster, content maker, inspirator, and a cook. Yeah. So have I said anything wrong? What would you add, or the opposite, like take something off?
I don't know. I hope girls describe me like that also.
So what do you focus on the most right now out of like these things, which is the your way right now?
So yeah, I mean, you know, I came over here when I was like 20, well, I was 20, you know, looking to play the highest level professional football possible. And, you know, through the journey, like I've just learned so much, you know, learned about, you know, new people, new cultures. I always say it's been like a sociology class for me, a master class. How people behave, how people react, how people communicate. And personally, for me, I think one of the most important things in whatever you do in life is being able to communicate with people. So yeah, man, my number one goal is was always to play top level professional football. And then like when I was 22 in Sweden, I wanted to earn some more money, another income besides with football. And I saw, there were a lot of personal trainers putting out stuff on Instagram. That's when it was starting to grow about 5-6 years ago. And I had been like a personal trainer and into fitness since I've been a personal trainer since 17, but into fitness since like I'm 15. Like everything was self-study. I finished my degree online when I was in Germany. Basically, I realized I love helping people. Like I love when I think fitness is, and like taking care of yourself from a nutrition standpoint, mindset standpoint, recovery, sleep, all that, meditation, and then if you're a footballer, taking care of that. Can change your life. Like it's just from an emotional standpoint and from a mindset, mental standpoint, it's the most important. And man, when you have a strong mind, you can do anything in the world. So I started promoting my beliefs on this, and started to catch on. People like my style. I'm straightforward, no bullshit. I don't beat around the bush. I tell them how it is, and it gets results. Yeah. And the people who don't like that, who like a more soft approach, I kind of weed them out in a way. I try to mix. That's part of coaching. It's the art of coaching. You got to figure out the psychology of the person and then deliver things based off of that. Yeah. But one of the questions I always ask in my online coaching application is, why did you choose to work with me? And a lot of the answer I get is, we followed you for 3 or 4 years. We really love your content and your information. We love how you're straightforward. You're a footballer yourself. And so I've, long story, was a long story, but basically I'm still trying to play, as high of a level as possible while building my business on the side, and they're in parallel. They don't intersect and
of course,
jam on each other.
Goes hand in hand together.
Exactly. Because what I learned myself, I can use for myself. I can use for my clients to help them out, and it's like I've used it as like an experiment. I use myself as a guinea pig, see what works, see what doesn't, and apply.
Yeah, I think it's amazing what you're doing. Really
appreciate it.
You just use your own experience. Of course, as you said, communicate with others, see what they are doing, and you have this big, amazing journey that you are having. Like you are showing the people your side of you are inviting them over to see what's happening in your life through your journey, and that's just amazing.
Exactly. No, I appreciate it, man, and that it goes a long way that you see that. People who are, I think the ones who see that are confident within themselves, and they can see that. So I appreciate that.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah, but I know we're on your podcast, but I wanted to ask you a question.
No problem.
As a Latvian, what is your impression? What was your stereotype of Americans?
Okay, that's a good one. Yeah. Of course, at first, in our team, coach says, there's gonna be a guy coming from America, from New York, and what do I know?
Concrete jungle, baby.
Shout out. And what do I know about America, New York? I only seen it on movies or something. I could just dream of it. It's my one, of course, one of my dream destinations to go to America, and just to get to know a guy from America with your experience. Also, as you said, you've been living abroad in different countries. It's of course really, really nice, and just good things. And I don't have nothing bad to say, really.
And then a follow-up on that question, what was your first impression of me then?
Okay. So it was a year and a half, I think, back. Well, I saw you, I think, first time. Where did I saw you first time?
I think I saw you at the turf field, at the small turf.
Yeah, probably.
And then we played that tournament together.
Yeah, that was the first little matchup between the team, the boys. Yeah, at first, actually, I saw your media, of course.
Yeah.
The guy said, he has this Ricfit profile, check him out. And I'm looking at the followers, of course. Okay, I think he knows what he's doing. So I checked the posts and everything, and I had a good impression because of that. And I look at the guy, and he looks professional. That's what
my guy.
And
I mean,
the rest is history.
I mean, I think there's a combination of things. Like some people, they view my profile and they be like, "Wow, this guy in person, he's gonna be a prick," But I always.
It was different for me.
I
met you in person and I see you on the social media.
Exactly. Most people, if they see me on media, maybe they'll think I'm a prick. But when they meet me in person, usually I would say 95% of the time people like me. Maybe some people hate me. It's a love or hate, but
it's always gonna be
I'm just real. I'm the same way. The biggest compliment for me is he's the same way on Instagram as he is in person. That's what I try to be.
Of course. Okay, so to this date on your Instagram profile you have 124k followers. So congrats on that.
Thank you, bro.
I think that's quite a big number.
It's decent. Always room to improve.
And tell me about this. How do you work with your clients a little bit more in depth? How can a person come and work with you? You mentioned it already, but
sure.
If some I don't know, some of my viewers want to, some young footballers probably watching, they want to contact you.
For sure.
What is the best way? What do you give?
Yeah, so, on all my social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, podcast, I try to portray my knowledge. I try to give people as much as I can for free. My goal always is to post 2 to 3 Instagram posts a day, 2 to 3 TikToks per day, 1 YouTube per week. Got to get back on the podcast train. It's not easy. But my goal is to just give as much free info as possible. And then based off of that, like I said before, people start to kind of gain trust. They're like, oh wow, this guy knows a little bit of something, you know. And basically, if they want to have one-on-one access to me, where they can, you know, because I get a lot of DMs, and unfortunately, I don't have the time to answer all of them. So if they want one-on-one access, they apply through the link in my, you know, Instagram on my website. They kind of, you know, at this point, my client load is basically full, so I don't really have time for many other clients. But, you know, I require a 6-month commitment, so some clients graduate, and then I have, you know, more spots open. So basically, when they apply on my website, I basically judge if they're a good fit for my program. Because my goal is...
Yeah, not everyone is accepted as you.
Yeah, like if
check them.
Yeah, like they have to, you know, I don't want to waste their money or their time on my program. So
of course,
if they're a younger athlete, and, you know, they don't show that they have the characteristics, generally what I'll do is I'll send them a free program, and then when they get older, they can reapply. They already know my methods and
style.
Exactly. And they basically have to show that they're the right fit, because I always say their results are my results. You know, I would say I'm a pretty disciplined guy. Like I train, you know, twice per day, 6 days per week, take one off day. So I hold them, my clients, you know, as long as their goals are high, to the same regards that I do. So I always want them to hold the line, you know, stay consistent and disciplined. And once they show that they're the right fit, I accept them. Like I said, I require a 6-month commitment. And the reason I do that is because true results for me, mentally and physically, start to happen in 6 months, like more of the permanent. Yeah, clients will right away see quick, you know, results, you know, but it's not a quick fix program. It's not drop 10 pounds here or there. No, I want to change their life, you know. My goal is to educate them in 6 months with 11 years of my knowledge, you know, without overwhelming them. Because you know, Jordan Peterson, who's a psychologist who I really love and follow, he says, if you change one person in a network, they have a network of 1,000 people. Then if they gain that knowledge, they can change that network. Boom. And then that just like, it's exponential. So for me, it's like, I always say change one life at a time. I think Gandhi had a quote about, if you want to change the world, change one life at a time. So, yeah, I'm not Muhammad Gandhi, you know, I'm not a philosopher. Maybe I will be someday, but that's my goal. And, you know, based off of you know, after they apply and payments, you know, settled and everything, I send them a really in-depth questionnaire, which takes them about 15 to 20 minutes to answer, like really, really in-depth, like more in-depth than a doctor's office. You know, based, you know, how they view food, their goals, if they're a footballer or not, what position they play, their role in the team, their goal, you know, in 12 months, their goal in 3 months. Then I also ask for assessments. So I'll ask them assessments of like 15 different exercises where they send me the numbers so I can gauge their fitness level. And then I ask them 6 to 10 assessments where they can record and send it to me so I can see their technique, how they move. And then based off of that, I give them a gym program for the month. And I have an exercise library on Vimeo, which is like similar to YouTube, of about 4,500 videos that I developed over 5-6 years. And then I'll just plug the link into the PDF document so they have everything. Like it's, you know, I try to make everything as detailed as possible so they don't need me, you know. And if they have questions, they reach out.
I see.
And then the coaching method, you know, I check in with them at least once per week by email. Once or twice per week, twice per month, we get on the phone and we talk. And yeah, my goal is to just get them results. They came to me for results. So that's my goal, you know. And, you know, from a nutrition standpoint, they send me a 3-day meal diary. Everything they eat, what time, how they feel before they eat, how they feel after they eat, so I can see their relationship with food, if they're eating too little, if they're eating too much, if they're overeating, what that says about their mind and relationship to food, their meal timing. And then I kind of edit that document, kind of what would work for them. Then they Snapchat me every meal to keep them accountable. And if they're a footballer, I'll develop them a technical training program, deliver it, you know, once per month, new technical exercises they can do on their own. You know, I could go on for days. Literally, it's just my goal is to help them reach their goals in as quick and efficient as way as possible, so it could be permanent and not just a quick fix, you know?
Okay. Yeah. How I see this from my eyes, you are helping a person make their, healthy and good habits. Exactly. I think in these 6 months, if a person keeps sending you the food, what they are eating, all the nutrition things, the right things, all the activities, physical activities, whatever, training sessions, they do this repeatedly, and after those 6 months, really, those habits have pretty much changed their life. So
exactly.
It's a really good point.
Yeah, and to add on that, it's a great saying. I had one guy who just finished the program after about a year. He came to me last year. He was, a partier and wasn't doing well in school. And he saw my stuff. He's a footballer as well. And, a year later, he says, everything, because I always say, it's not just going to change your on-the-field behavior, it's going to change your off-the-field behavior. How you treat relationships, how you treat your work, your school, whatever you do besides football, it'll change. And this guy now, he has a 4.2 GPA, which is you could get out of 4.0, so he's over it.
Yeah.
And he said, he said his parents are over the moon about the program, since it's, he was more of a lazy guy and now he's super disciplined and dialed in. So just like you said, it's the little habits, the little routines that can completely change a person's life. And for me, the most gratifying thing is the change in the mind, not, you can go on my website, see all the physical transformations. But for me, it's their mindset change, the way they look at life, the way they look at football, the way they look at, relationships. Yeah, so.
Yeah, I have heard from my teammates now and previous ones, I don't have motivation to do this, that, but I think the habits beats motivation
100%,
any of the week, so
100%.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's how you need to keep your life. Watch it. Keeping busy, doing all these things. Maybe you don't want to do it. You just have to.
100%. Yeah, and to add on that, man, I always say, discipline is greater than motivation.
Yeah.
And then routine is greater than discipline. So, what can you create where when you have a plan? I'm sure you can relate. When you have a plan and a blueprint to execute, you don't have to do any thinking. And you get that done, it just feels so much better. You get into a positive momentum loop. That's what I always talk about. It's positive momentum.
Keep going.
Exactly. And
much easier.
The truth is, I don't have the motivation every single day. So yeah, I'm big on focusing on the present moment, but sometimes you got to take yourself into the future and see how you're going to feel in the future, and then you just execute,
Okay. So, what are the main things that you have learned through football, through your experience, and maybe some, not only in football, your wisdom of life. What are the main things, maybe? Yeah,
I'll talk about a couple harsh ones, and then I'll talk about a couple positive ones. Harsh ones is, at the end of the day, no one gives a shit about you except your close friends and your family. Football is a cruel game. It's a revolving door. If you don't perform well, you're going to get benched, you know what I mean? If you get injured, unfortunately, you might get looked past. And that's just the truth. But you can look at that and you can have a perspective oh, wow, it's so tough. Or you can say, life is unfair, There's ups, there's downs. Are you going to complain or are you going to do something about it? So it's what are you going to do about it? So what are you going to do? Like we just talked about, you take care of what you can control. When you take care of what you can control and you leave the rest up to, the higher power or, other people, you've done, if you could look at yourself in the mirror at the end of the day and you said, I did what I could today, and that's it. I gave my best effort. That's it. You could sleep well. But if you say, damn, I should have done that extra gym session. I should have done that extra prehab. I should have done that extra technical work. So I think it's about, to add on to that, you are your own best friend. So when you take care of yourself, I always say this, like, I'm big on giving energy to others, but, Gary Vaynerchuk was a big entrepreneur in New York, always says, the most unselfish thing to do is to be selfish. And you may sound stupid, but if you think about it, if you take care of yourself, you take care of your gym, your nutrition, you sleep well, you can give all your energy to others and help them get better. And that's me in a nutshell. Like if I don't take care of myself, then I can't be the best coach possible, because I want to give my positive energy to others, and I feel like if I'm not doing all the right things, then I can't. And then another thing is I try my best to walk the talk. So I wouldn't be able to come on a podcast like this or talk on social media and coach people and preach things if I don't do it myself. So my goal is not to be a hypocrite. So yeah, those are 3 things. And then I think a couple other things. I think the journey is so beautiful. There's many ups and downs. But if you look at it from a macro perspective, for me, I've been over here 7-8 years. When I first came over here, a lot of my friends were like, why don't you finish your school in the U.S., this, that. And I've always been the guy, if 99 go this way, I'm going that way. And some people look at that in the wrong way, but some people respect it. So, basically what I've learned over, past 7-8 years, like I said, is how to communicate with different people, the psychology of different people. Some people take information in differently. And, yeah, man, I mean, I think football teaches you about life, and I try to tell parents, like, even if your kid isn't going to play college soccer and earn a scholarship like they do in the U.S., even if he's not going to make money playing the game, as long as possible, is going to help them with so many different aspects of life. Time management, discipline, how to communicate, how to work in a team, leadership skills. There's so many things that you can learn from this game, and you're going to have bad trainings. You're going to have bad games. But if you look at it from a macro standpoint, it's also the same in life. You're not always going to have a great job and earn good money. You're not, there's going to be failures on some deals if you're in sales. Unfortunately, family members are going to pass away. How do you deal with this stuff? And it's, I think football hardens you. It's a cutthroat game, like I said. I've seen a lot of crap. I've seen agents pay coaches. I've seen coaches pay agents. There's so much in the game that the public doesn't see. I actually was talking about this with this Swedish girl the other day. She was like, yeah, I thought football was just like a nice community game and like everyone got along. I was like, honestly not. Like, when you get into the professional game, like, people are there to get money, to get their spot. And there's a lot of crap that goes on behind the scenes that the fans don't see. You know what I mean? And that's why a lot of these documentaries that they started to put out are really good. You can see the behind the scenes. Not the really dirty stuff, but you can start to see, like, it's not a clean game. Unfortunately, football is known as one of the most corrupt sports in the world. But like I said, life isn't fair, and we just learn.
Yeah. Always gonna be a dark side.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. And adding to that, what would you say to your younger self?
I always ask that to people. It's a tough question.
Yeah.
I would say, I've shared this before, when I was 13, 14, I was like one of the better players in New York. And I kind of got involved with the wrong crowd. In school in the U.S., people were calling me a foot fairy. Like, football wasn't big back then. They were making fun of me and stuff like that. And I was like, damn, to be a tough guy, I got to play lacrosse. I got to play American football. And I didn't have a mentor at the time. That's another big reason that I have my page. I try to be a mentor to the younger guys and girls who want to pursue their dream, whether it's football or whatever. And I would tell my younger self, now I have this, like, you can't give a shit about what other people say. You know, it's very easy to say, but once you actually embody it, you free yourself. Mm-hmm. So, like, when I was younger, you know, I got involved with the wrong crowd from, like, 13 to 16. I was on, like, one of the better teams in New York, one of the better players. Mm-hmm. Stopped going to training. I don't know why. I just thought I was cool to miss training. And I fell behind, man. Like, I fell behind. And I got a letter from the coach, I think when I was like 15, that, you know, they're going to have to kick me off the team because I wasn't coming to training. I was just going to games. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, man, I mean, like, I just learned that, like, and then when I came back at 16, I just, like, I was more of a, you know, average player. Where I used to be one of the better ones. Yeah. I was one of the average guys. So, all in all, what I would tell my younger self is, if you have a dream, if you really love something, chase it and go after it, you know? And maybe you're not going to get to that dream, that path, but it's going to lead you to other paths that you can find passions in, you know? But yeah, like I said, you know, you got to, you know, and I always get a question from younger guys is, you know, I want to chase my dream of being a pro, but my parents don't support me. So I just tell them, I was actually on the phone with a client the other day about this, they're like, back your words up with actions. Yeah. Show them a plan. What are you going to do to get there? Mm-hmm. What are you going to do maybe to get your education online, to have a backup plan if your parents want you to do that, if they want you to have an education? Can you start an online business? Can you make money in another way? What can you do to support that dream? So my saying, you know, nothing is impossible as long as you back it up with your actions. You know, actions speak so much louder than words.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, completely agree. Yeah. What I wanted to say, completely forgot. It was on my mind, but yeah. Okay, let's move on about like professionals and like achieving the next level for the youngsters, taking the next step in their career. Of course, these like puberty years are so important. For sure. Yeah, just do what you love the best, and do it the best you can. Actually. Exactly. Yeah, you can always achieve big things.
Exactly.
No matter which path you take, it's gonna be good at the end. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, I'd like to add there's a quote by Daniel Sturridge that he put out. If you guys are watching on YouTube, I'll put it up there. I don't remember the exact quote, but he talks about ages like 14 to 18 are when all the nice things come around. You know, you start getting interested in girls. People start going out drinking. People are experimenting with drugs. People think they're cool in high school, you know? And that's also what I want to tell you youngsters that are in high school. Mm-hmm. High school doesn't mean shit. Do you, because at the end of the day, the people who are at their prime in high school, they're nowhere to be found now. They're going to come ask for you for advice when you chase your passion and your project. And trust me, just do you. Don't worry about the high school naysayers. But yeah, getting back to that Sturridge quote, he said, all these nice things come around, and if you have the ability to eliminate those distractions, and if you are a footballer and you have the goal of being a pro footballer, if you continue to chase that path, it's huge. Because some people, like I just told you, when I was 13, 14, 15, 16, I was chasing the wrong things. I thought I was cool, you know, because people were making fun of me in high school, like I said. Mm-hmm. We're making fun, like, you know, I had a lot of friends and everything, but I was the guy who would, you know, my friends were going out at night. I wouldn't go out because I had training the next day. And then I would, you know, it's like one of those making fun of where they're stabbing at you trying to joke, but they really do mean it, you know? Yeah. So I took it to heart. But yeah, you know, basically if you keep chasing that goal and you don't worry about the other stuff, what people say and the distractions, you're going to get to where you want to get to.
Yeah, anything's possible, as you said. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. One interesting question I wanted to ask. Well, we will stay in football for a bit. And what about football boots? So I've seen you like those leather ones, always the leather ones. But like why? How does it? Yeah, how it started with the leather ones?
It's a good question, man. I have to add that maybe to my podcast. So I've liked leather because I just like the feel on the ball. You know, I feel like I feel the ball much more.
I also played with leather once.
Yeah, when I'm using leather. but then you could have the feeling of heaviness, you know, like you could feel, oh, the boots are a little heavy, you know?
Pros and cons.
Exactly, and, you know, I've experimented, like, my favorite boots are the, you know, Tiempo Premiers, the Tiempos, but I'm very, like, not strict, I don't know the word exactly, but very, you know, picky with my boots, you know? Like, it has to be the exact thing, you know? So, I've tried a lot of boots. Like, I love the Tiempo Premiers. I actually just had a pair of Pumas that I really love. Can't find them anywhere else. Then I just wore the other day a pair of Superflies.
I will put the photo from your story in the podcast, so you can see what happened in the training session.
The Superflies killed me. But I love them. Like, I can ping balls in them, you know? You know, always untied shoes.
Yeah.
But,
and also, that was the next one. Why the untied?
So, yeah, I could ping in them. And to answer the untied question is, Gavi from Barca does it too. Did you see that photo? It was a photo. I'll send it to you. We'll put it on here. He goes untied as well. The reason I like untied is because it just like, it makes me feel freer, you know, like I'm just like in a free, you're not a freestyle, I'm not a freestyle player, but more like fluid, not like really tight, you know, and I feel like my body is freer, exactly. And you know, there's arguments, oh, it's not good for your ankles and stuff like that, but if you have good ankle stability and good proprioception with your foot, it's actually better for you, you know? You know, we know a lot of Brazilian players, a lot of South American players, they play barefoot, you know? So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of more of that barefoot feel.
Okay. So, yeah, I was just surprised first time because I never seen no one playing with untied football boots, so I was like, okay, this American guy is a little bit crazy.
They say that, man.
But if it works, it works.
Yeah,
what can I say?
Exactly.
Okay, then enough about football. Let's talk about some general things. Like, what's your hobbies? People may ask besides football. Like maybe some person will just know you because of football.
For sure,
they will say you are like 110% into football. Probably Eric does something else in his life.
You know, you might think I'm crazy, but I love to work. Like, I love to work on my business. It's one of my hobbies. I really enjoy it. I love building my brand. I love, you know, building the business. I love, you know, I would say I'm a creative and imaginative guy. So, like, I like things I like to do. Like, I'll go, like, on, like, a walk in the morning fasted. Like in nature, and I start to get ideas, you know. No phones, no social media. I start writing in my notes. Like, I love new ideas. I like new projects. And the reason I do it fasted, if you're interested from a nutritional standpoint, when you're fasted, you produce more BDNF, which is a brain-derived nootropic factor. So basically what that does, it's like new ideas, you're more focused, and I feel better like that. I don't usually like to train like that, but like if I'm doing an experimental walk and trying to think of new ideas, I like that. Second thing is, man, I love eating. I love eating like good food, you know, new foods.
Cook Eric.
Exactly. New foods, trying new restaurants. I love traveling, you know, new things, meeting new people. I love good conversations with people, you know. That's why I have a podcast, but I think the in-person is so much better than the online crap. So I love that, you know. I love the sauna. Love the sauna.
We can meet you there after the games.
Yeah, for sure. Big sauna guy. I mean, I love making people happy, especially, you know, people that I care about, people that I love. I love when I see them happy and when I see them smiling. May sound cliche, but it's really true. I mean, I would say that's really it. Like, I like working hard. Like I said, I would consider myself an introverted extrovert. So I like doing my thing, you know, and being in my cave, in my dungeon for 4 or 5 hours doing my work. And then I like extroversion where, you know, I like people, I like relationships, I like connecting with people. So, I mean, I like enjoying the fruits of my labor as well.
Yeah, there 100% no, like, fully introverted or extroverted person.
Exactly.
Most of the people are just, something from both.
For sure.
We go out for a day and do the things, all the work, and then next one you just need to be alone with yourself. And,
there's no formula.
Yeah, of course. Okay, you mentioned you traveled a lot.
Yes.
And like, which was your most like favorite or most surprising country you visited? Like, what do you think?
Something
maybe stood out.
Yeah, no, I've loved a lot of places. I love Dublin, Ireland. I like Prague, Czech Republic, Lisbon, Portugal.
Actually, how many countries you visited? Have you counted?
I don't even know. I'm not like one of these Instagram girls who count the countries.
Of course,
and like put it. Yeah, visited 30 countries. No.
Okay.
But love Israel, Tel Aviv, Haifa, great place. I love Riga, I really do. Spain's a great place. I really loved everywhere I visited.
Any place you get,
except one place, but I'm not gonna mention it because I have a couple viewers from there. But my friends will know what I'm talking about.
Okay, keep this a secret.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I think wherever you go, you get this new experience.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. So
for sure.
So yeah.
And to add to that, a lot of people when when I was younger and I was traveling like the first 6 months to a year, I felt homesick. But when I started to get into the spiritual side of life and physical body and mind, you realize your home is your body, And when you take care of that body as like a temple, everywhere you go, you live life from the inside out, not from the outside in. So it's about how you view things. For example, we can be watching the same thing on TV. You could be laughing. I could be sad or angry. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's how you view things,
Yeah, and what's your dream destination where you haven't been, maybe, that you really want to?
I want to go to Bali in Indonesia. I want to visit Asia for sure. Yeah. I also want to visit South America. I want to go to Brazil, Argentina, Colombia. Some beautiful women in Colombia. But yeah, I mean, all over, man. I'm very open-minded, so I'm willing to go anywhere. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm on Saldus right now. Everyone asks, "Why you Saldus, man? Why not? Who gives it? You're from New York and you're in Saldus. So what's the big deal?
Yeah, I 100% need to visit Asia.
Yeah,
it's also Tokyo is my dream destination.
For sure.
All the culture and everything,
all your boys in South Korea also.
Need to meet them someday again, 100%. And adding to that, again, mentioned South America and the girls. And which country do you think is the most beautiful girls? May sound controversial, but
that's so tough, man.
You're like
Israel, they're unreal. They're unreal. Everyone always asks me my type, like, the song "I Ain't Got No Type" by Ray Sermon. That's me. Like, I don't have a type. Like, if I vibe with the girl, I vibe with the girl. So I like the girls in Sweden. Blonde hair, blue eyes. They love fitness. They like squatting.
Typical
you can see that right
girls,
away. I like Israeli girls. I love Hispanic girls. Like I said, I don't have any type, but if you go to Sweden, like, you can go into a convenience shop in the middle of nowhere and you can see like a 10. So once I saw that, and like the people who visited Sweden will know that, like, you can go into a small shop or a gas station, and if you were in the US and you did that, you know what you'd find. In Sweden, you could find a freaking model and you're like, damn, this girl's got 250 Instagram followers. If she lived in the US, she'd have, 500K, you know what I mean? And I think why I like Swedish girls is, even if they're so hot, like, they're really good looking and they're chill and they're cool, they're calm. They're calm. Comme ci, comme ça,
Okay. I see. Yeah.
How about you?
No, I wanted to add about the Sweden. Shame that I only went to Sweden in the young age.
You'll have to. You'll go. Trust me.
Yeah, I've been to every Scandinavian country.
Yeah.
But I was young back then. Yeah, so
How about like now? Where have you seen like you think the best girls in what country?
well, I haven't traveled that much, of course, but
Denmark, they're nice too.
yeah, I think those Scandinavian girls have something.
Exactly.
Something special,
Exactly.
But other than that, of course, I wouldn't say no to some Latina girl. Need to just that's also will be different grade.
For sure. And for all you women out there, trust me, we respect women. We treat them nicely.
Of course,
So
just
enjoying, a little combo with the boys,
always like that. Okay, what kind of music you listen to? What kind of music you like?
Oh my god, man, you could
Same
find
question, but
bro, you could find the hardest hip hop, Tupac, Biggie to jazz on my playlist.
Yeah,
man.
similar to me. Yeah.
Like, bro, it depends
Listen
on the
to
mood. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm going to train, boom. Recently I started getting to house. I never really been into house, but like, I don't know if you know James Hype. If you got James Hype, look him up. He's one of the best DJs I've seen. Like, if you put him on and you go train, you're gonna smash your session. I love that. But then like I could like be cooking dinner. Yeah. Have a glass of red wine, put on some jazz. You know what I mean? I have a good story. Like one of my buddies, he had a girl over one night, and I had a girl over one night as well. And I was like playing jazz, and the girl was like, "What is this kid listening to? Like, is he 65 years old?" I'm like, "Yeah, like
get out of here."
So now now he like makes fun of me till this day. But like the thing with me is like when my friends make fun of me, I think it's funny because I like making fun of myself. So yeah. So like I was saying, you can find anything on my playlist. I've tried country. One thing I'm not a fan of is country. Not really a fan of like the pop stuff either, like that like Justin Bieber. Not a fan of that.
He has developed.
Yeah.
Listen to latest songs.
For sure, yeah. But yeah, you can either find like gangster rap to jazz, depending on the mood.
Yeah, bit of everything.
Yeah,
it's perfect. Respect it.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, of course. Again, the food very important for you.
For sure.
What's your like dream dish that? Yeah. What's the meal you cannot say no to? Like.
So like. I eat pretty clean. I don't eat a lot of pasta, but if I was to have something like on a night after a good win or something, it would be like linguine with like assorted shellfish, shrimp, clams, mussels, a little bit of salmon with marinara sauce. Any Italian girl shout me out.
My favorite cuisine, 100%.
Yeah.
Italian food.
I love Italian.
Anything, pasta, pizza.
For sure. I also like love good steak. Love like any good quality meat. Like I love good fish. I also like Middle Eastern and Greek cuisine. So yeah, I mean I love all foods. As long as it's like good quality. The only thing, I'm not a huge fan of Asian food. Like, if it's good, I like it, but usually I go for more like the Italian, the Greek, the, Middle Eastern, Israeli type of cuisine.
Yeah, sometimes it's just too spicy for
me
personally.
Yeah, exactly.
You just don't feel anything else.
Exactly.
Spiciness in your mouth. And
exactly.
Stomach also don't feel good.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking about.
That's crazy.
Exactly.
And if you need to go on the, training or workout next day, finish.
Yeah. For sure, bro. For sure.
And okay, what about your guilty pleasure? You have some?
Yeah, of course, bro. I love
if you want to share it,
I love pumpkin pie. I know you're gonna say, "Oh, you're so American," but pumpkin pie is unreal. Have you tried pumpkin pie?
I don't think so.
Dude, you have to. Yeah. The joke in America is like when October comes around, it's like pumpkin pie season. It's like basic girl season, where everything's pumpkin and all that. Okay. But it's really good.
I love pumpkin, but never tried.
You gotta try pumpkin pie. Really good with a little bit of whipped cream. I also like a hot brownie sundae with some vanilla ice cream, or like a piece of apple pie with vanilla ice cream. But I'm more like if I'm gonna eat just ice cream, I like chocolate, chocolate peanut butter or chocolate mint. It's like my favorite flavor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about you? What's your guilty pleasure?
If we talk about food, then probably some good like Ben and Jerry's ice cream.
For sure.
Watch some movie. Just chill.
Yeah.
That would be
main
one.
For sure.
Otherwise, nothing. Nothing that's surprising.
Yeah.
Or some good burger. Quality meat inside, bacon.
For sure.
That would be.
Yeah. Or I like a good pizza as well. You know.
Course.
Hard to find here in Latvia. I went to one of the best in Latvia, but I couldn't find.
Yeah. In Riga, it's only in Riga, but you must know the place.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not like every restaurant you go, you will get excellent pizza.
Yeah. For sure.
Unfortunately, but better go to like Bologna or something.
For sure.
Eat some pizza, some pasta. Yeah, well, talking about that, of course, when the season is finished, like, what's your ideal plan? Like, off-season work, what do you usually do?
Yeah, I mean...
treating yourself?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what the season brings. I mean, I'm still working with agents in the U.S. Might go back play in the U.S. Maybe we'll play again here in Europe. I always say I like to take things day by day, you know. My whole thing here is like, you know, I don't have a wife yet. I don't have a family, so I like to travel when I'm young. You know what I mean? Once I have kids and I have a wife, I'm not gonna be able to travel as much. So I want to do it all when I'm young. I mean, off-season work, like, you know, I usually I've been going to this guy who I work with in Dallas, Texas, or I work with like one of my buddies in New York. So even though I'm a coach and, you know, I know a good amount about strength and conditioning, and I like to have my own coach as well because I learn off of them, apply it to my clients. You can always learn from anyone. I always say that, like, no matter who the person is, you can always learn. And one of my mottos always is, you know, you treat the CEO the same as the janitor. Every single person can help, can provide value to your life, and not that you need them to provide value, but like everyone's a human. So man, I mean, for off season, I just like to take things day by day. No real plans right now. My goal obviously is just to play as good as possible in every game and see what happens.
Okay, so getting to the finish line. You often mention the importance and setting and defining your aims and goals. So please, what about yourself? Like your future aims and goals, is there something you can or you want to share? Like you always help others with those important things, but what about yourself?
Like I said, I want to, from a football standpoint, I want to always play in a place where I'm wanted, where I'm welcomed, where I'm enjoying my football, where I have fun with my teammates, get along with them in a good environment. Then the second thing is I've been working on developing an app for like the past 2 years. It was supposed to be launched in February, but I'm a perfectionist, if you say the least. So like I want it to be a gem. When it's released, I want it to be an absolute gem.
Quality.
Yeah, exactly. So that should be released hopefully within the next couple months.
Stay tuned.
Exactly. Better stay tuned. The third thing is I want to help other players, specifically younger players between the ages of, I would say, of 13 to 18, get to Europe. I want to make the path, I want to make a bridge to Europe much easier because personally, like I said before in an earlier episode, I wish I was in Europe earlier. Unfortunately, I was developed in the U.S. Development's getting much better now, but like back then there wasn't as much development, and I think European football, European development is so much better. So like my goal is to, with my audience size, with my connections throughout the world, throughout Europe, is to open some kind of training center, some kind of academy in Europe, and bring players over. Maybe do like a 1-year residential program where I host players, and then second thing would be to hold like combines. They have them in the U.S., which is like it's called a professional combine. You have like 60 to 100 players come, and then you have like 10 to 20 professional scouts scouting the games. They play 11v11 for 3 days. And then if the coaches are interested in players, you know, it's generally, I would say, about 3 to 10 of the guys get picked up. You know, it's not a big percentage, but it provides people hope. You know, they obviously have to have the ability. They could go in for trial, or they could sign direct with the team. So that's the second thing. And then the third thing is, I'm thinking about it. I'm not sure. I've been thinking about maybe getting my license as an agent. And with that development center, when I see a player that has good potential, sign him at a young age, 14, 15, you know, maybe do some coaching, like the Ricfit coaching for them, and then help them get to clubs. But, you know, that's just my vision right now. Also may want to open a training center in the U.S. So, like I said, day by day, just trying to become the best person, athlete and coach possible. And then from there, I know everything will work out, and just trying to have fun along the way, you know?
Of course. Some great ideas, big plans. Good luck for that, man.
Appreciate that. What do you think of that idea? You like the development center idea?
Yeah, it was so surprising to hear, but it would be just unreal. If you make it happen, then
sure.
I'll come.
I'll
check that.
For sure.
Check the stuff, what's happening. Maybe
sure.
we'll help out.
100%. 100%. Really.
Well, yeah, I think we had amazing conversation today.
No, really good conversation. I mean,
thank you for sharing everything.
Yeah, you know,
some stuff I heard first time.
I like to talk a lot of crap, but I enjoy conversations. You know, I'm from New York. I'm a loudmouth. You know, I can be obnoxious sometimes, but I mean well. You know, some people may think I'm a prick, but I mean well. I want the best for society, the footballing world. Yeah,
something new for the European people may.
Exactly. You have any questions? Reach out. I actually have a funny story I want to tell on this before we go. So like, I was walking one time in Riga, bro, like near the monument, like walking back towards my hotel, and dude, like some guy was like following me, bro, and like, you know, like the whole way, like for like 10 minutes, bro.
Okay.
And I was like, what's this guy doing? You know, like, you know. Living across the world, I become street smart. Like, I know when someone's following me. I know when someone's trying to start trouble. Like, what is this guy doing? You know, I have my headphones in. I'm like trying to walk one way. He's like following me. Finally, like by those tracks where the McDonald's is, he like stops me and like, he's like, "You're Rick, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, what's up, man?" I'm like, "Bro, you were following me the whole way. You should have said something earlier." You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, it was funny. He ended up, he was a player at Meta. Nice kid.
But yeah, might know him.
Yeah, it was funny, man. It was funny, you know.
He's been following for a while.
Yeah.
So you recognized it.
Yeah, but it was just like, dude, like, what is this guy like?
Just sometimes we are Latvians too introverted.
Exactly.
Walk in 10 minutes, then to have the courage and come to the person to ask, just to say hello, maybe.
For sure.
With shaking hand.
For sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, thanks for having me on. Like I said, you know, before, very good podcast host, really good questions. So definitely some potential with this podcast.
Yeah, just
getting it, bro.
For good vibes.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you again. Yeah.
All right, brother. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. And we hope to see this guy back on the pitch very soon.
Yeah.
All right?
We're
missing him.
My recovery going good, so yeah.
All right, guys.
See you. Peace, man.